Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today I want to share a what's in my bag and first impressions of my Constance 24, and my bag is, ta-da, right here. This is the newest bag addition to my collection, and I have actually been using it quite a bit since I got it, so I thought I'd share what fits inside and some of my first impressions, my first thoughts on this piece. So I hope you enjoy. I did a whole unboxing video on this that shares a lot more detail on how I added this piece to my collection and a lot more of the details. It will also have a lot more close-up shots of the bag itself. So I recommend you check that video out because the close-up shots are going to be so much better. But just to share an overview of this bag, this is the Hermes Constance. I have it in the size 24, and it is the color Etain in Epsom leather with silver hardware. Oh, the Etain leather is on the outside, and I'm pretty sure there's Swift leather on the inside. This is what it looks like in the front, and it's just plain in the back. So, voila. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably have seen that I've carried this a few times. Granted, probably not as much as I would have if we were not living through a pandemic, but nevertheless, I would still find little reasons to carry it outside to be able to enjoy it. And I definitely have found better ways to use it over the few times that I have. But let me share what fits inside first. Open the bag, you pull on the middle of the buckle and it pops open, and it's just single flap. That's what I meant to say. There's no extra flap. There are actually two compartments on the inside. I'm gonna do my best to try to show you as I pull things out, but you'll see in the front there's a little pouch. These are my sunglasses that are in this bag. I love this bag because I can fit my sunglasses really, really easily. These are the pair of Etain Nigo sunglasses that I recently picked up and absolutely adore. I like that they're also like a smaller size. They're a little bit more compact, so I like these sunglasses very much, and I've been wearing them a ton. That's pretty much everything that's in this front compartment, so all the other items are in the back. In the back here, I have, of course, hand sanitizer. This is a must-have in our lives these days. And I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I go to any store or a restaurant, some of the hand sanitizer is just terrible. I mean, I'm not even talking about like Purell. Purell has like a pretty quintessential Purell smell. It's pretty clean, I would even say. And you know, and then there's some that just kind of smell like alcohol, which is fine because that's the main ingredient. And then there's some that just smell asinine. I can't even describe it. It's so bad that I can't even. It's like, oh. So I love this hand sanitizer because it smells really great. It's from Casa Posta, and it's a petitgrain scent, I believe. But it has a much more, it's a bit strong, and it's a bit of like a more manly scent, if you will. I can imagine like a men's body wash that kind of smells like this, but I like that, and I don't think that's a bad thing, and I will take this over the terrible smelling, just really horrible, rancid hand sanitizer that's sometimes available. At the end of the day, it's hand sanitizer and it gets the job done, but you know, I just, because of that, I like to carry one around, and so this is the one that I like. In case you're looking for better smelling hand sanitizer that isn't like super, like hyper sweet and hyper fruity, like the ones that you can get from Bath & Body Works, then I'll link this down below so you can check it out. But I absolutely love this one. Next in my bag, in this back compartment, is actually this little bag holder. This is the one that you can lay on your table. It will like drop down a little hook, and you can hang your bag right here. I think I might have shared this in like a Hermes Birkin care tips video because I use it for my Birkin as well. But I found, especially nowadays when a lot of our dining, like restaurants are doing outdoor dining and things like that, there aren't that many places to put your bag, and I feel like it's risky for me to leave it in my lap because there's a high chance I might spill something on it. So I like to carry this around because it makes it easier for me to hang my bag somewhere and have less concern about that. All right, and then next is my card wallet. This is just a standard Chanel card wallet, but a full-size wallet does fit, and I will show that when it's empty. But there's my wallet, of course, and then there's my little makeup pouch. This is what I carry around with me for some hair ties, eye drops, band-aids, and a little like lip balm and lipstick. So this is also handy and in my bag. And then last but not least are my keys. This is how my keys look in this bag. This is the only bag where my keys look like this. So if you're wondering what the heck this is, it's just a little pouch. I got this a long time ago when I purchased some earrings from Chanel. I asked if they had like a little dust bag that I could travel with my earrings in, and that's how I got this little pouch. But I was like ready to just quickly sew a little pouch together for my keys, because my keys are on this Bottega Veneta like keychain, which I absolutely love, and it also has seen better days, but that's totally fine. I prefer to have my keys open like this instead of in like a key ring pouch. I know the pouch is meant to protect your bags from your keys, but for me, it kind of takes up too much space, which is why I'm not a huge fan of using those, and I prefer to have my keys out like this. I throw my keys in like this in all of my bags. That includes my Birkin, that includes my Chanel classic flaps, that includes my mini bags, literally everything. I will usually just put my keys in this way. However, for this bag, I opted to put them in a little pouch because this Swift leather seems so delicate. Like, I'm like a little afraid of it, I'm not going to lie. So the first time I used the bag, I just slid my keys in on one side. But I noticed that, so the inside flap here, this is Swift. It goes all the way down to the back of this bag. But there's a compartment in the middle. I hope you see this compartment here. On this compartment, where my index finger is, on one side it's actually Epsom, and where my thumb is, on the other side, it's actually Swift. And the same thing happens on the flap in the front. This side's Epsom, and the inside is Swift. So there's still a little bit of Epsom in there on the inside, so that's why I just slid my keys in. But the more I thought about it the rest of that day, I was like, no, this is like, I just feel like this is just a disaster waiting to happen. So I am going to try and protect my keys, but I don't want to get a key holder just for that because I won't be able to use the key holder in a lot of my mini bags. I came up with this solution so that I can protect my bag and my keys. I can just add a layer of separation for just this bag, and then I can throw them into all of my other bags. I know it seems really extra. I'm with you, but I don't know. The inside of this bag just feels really delicate that I did not want my keys to be the reason why it got all dinged up on the inside. But that's pretty much everything that fits inside. There is a slip pocket in the very front, but I don't put anything in there. And then there is a zipper pocket on the back. I also don't put anything in there. I primarily just use the compartments, and I stagger all of my pieces like a game of Tetris so that they all fit inside. I did want to show that a full-size wallet does fit. This is my Hermes compact Bearn wallet. You guys might be tired of me saying that, but this is the only full-size wallet that I have and that I love to use. This fits perfectly inside. You could just slide it up top. So basically I could drop it in vertically like this, and there's still plenty of space in the rest of the bag, as you can see. So this full-size wallet fits beautifully. If you had like a continental wallet, like the long style wallet, I think that will also fit beautifully in the back or in the front. You could just place it all the way down, horizontally, and then you can put the rest of your items around it. But yeah, that's everything that was in my bag. Now I'll move over to some of the pros and cons. Okay, so the Hermes Constance is a super coveted bag. It's very popular as well, and it's hard to come by for sure. And so when I was able to add this piece to my collection, I was completely floored, super excited, and looking forward to the different ways that I could wear this bag with the pieces in my wardrobe. First and foremost, the main pro for this bag for me is its size. I'm gonna bring it over really quickly. So like I said, this is the 24 size. Hermes makes a smaller Constance, which is the 18. So it's about this big, I think. It's quite a bit smaller. So the 18 was the size that I initially thought I wanted because I like mini bags, because I have a lot of mini bags in my collection. But the more I thought about it, I was leaning a little bit more towards the 24s because I don't need to repeat too many small mini bags in my collection, and against my frame, I feel like this would be a good size as well. And so I'm super happy with the 24. I feel like the 18 might be a little bit small. Like, what I love the most about using this bag is I never feel like I have to compromise anything. I never feel like I have to be like, oh, either I'll figure out a way to carry my sunglasses during most of the day because they can't fit in my bag. Or like, you know, I won't carry the hand sanitizer because I don't really have space for that. Like this size hand sanitizer doesn't fit in any of my mini bags. If I put my card holder and my little makeup pouch in there, like there's no space for this. Or usually there's no height clearance for this either, right? But this fits really easily in my bag in this 24 size, and all of my other stuff fit as well. So I absolutely love this size. I love how roomy it is for me because I don't carry too much around with me on the daily, and it fits everything beautifully. Also, I like this size against my frame. I feel like it's a really good size handbag. It's not too big, it's not too small. It kind of is like that Goldilocks medium for me. The straps are also very comfortable. Like, usually I like to carry it on my shoulder like this, and it's super comfortable. There's no pulling, there's no like one strap keeps falling down. It actually stays on my shoulder really easily. It's really secure. And also the bag seems very secure overall as well. Like, this flap is not an easy flap for someone else to really get in and out of. You really have to like work the clasp to open and close it. Plus, given the strap drop when it's kind of doubled up to be a shoulder bag, the bag fits very comfortably like right under my arm. It's not to the point where I feel like my arm's going to squish it and make it a triangle, you know, flap at the top. But it is comfortable enough where I know it's there, and my arm is also there. So it's like a very comfortable, nice, tight fit where everything is just close to my body. So all of that is what makes this bag super comfortable and super easy for me to take out with me, and that's why I've taken it out so many times already. Moving on to some of the cons. The first thing that comes to mind are these straps. Like, I don't know if you saw me during this video trying to figure out the best way to like let these straps fall, but like these straps are a little annoying, I can't lie. Like, even for me to store it, I let the bag sit like this, and I kind of rest the straps against like the wall, against like something, you know, on the back, so that it doesn't have to try so hard on its own to stay up. But this is pretty much how I end up storing the bag because I don't know what else to do with the straps. So the straps are actually really annoying. I know the bag is meant to be like, you can wear it long and you can wear it like doubled up like this. But this bag does not work as a crossbody bag on my frame. The strap drop is too small, too short for that to work. I can fit, but it kind of sits awkwardly right like in the middle of my torso, and it doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. It just looks really awkward. So I choose to carry it more as a shoulder bag. That's why I choose to store it this way, because the straps are most likely going to be staying in this position. But you can already see, like, my straps are pretty much conditioned to be in this form, and when I pull them down, it'll pretty much just flop down like these like flappy bunny ears. Because it's already, like, the leather is already shaped into, it's been conditioned into that shape so that it stays like this. So the straps are not my favorite, and that just might be because I'm more used to like Chanel bags that have straps that you kind of pull in and out, and you can kind of tuck them away when you store them. But yeah, this is a little annoying. The other con I wanted to mention is this hardware. As beautiful as it is and as shiny as it is very prone to fingerprint marks. And like, I was carrying this in the middle of the summer, so there were times where my hands would get a little sweaty because it's hot outside, and just like forget about it. Like, it just immediately gets like a whole bunch of fingerprints on it just from trying to open and close it. So it then, like, at the end of the day, sometimes it can look a little, it's just not as clean looking, you know what I mean? It's just not as put together looking because of all of the fingerprints on it. I know that there are different buckle types. So there's ones where they're colored in with like leather or an exotic. Those I think would be a lot less prone to that issue, but the kind of the most common model I feel like is this with the solid metal hardware, and that is just a fingerprint magnet. And then lastly, I wanted to just mention the fact that the inside being Swift leather and the fact that I had to change up how I put my keys in my bag is quite unique. I can't say that that's my favorite part of this bag. I kind of thought if it would be an Epsom piece that the inside would also be Epsom leather, but it's not the case. And honestly, I think because of how resistant and hard wearing the Epsom leather is, I think if they made both sides Epsom, like, this flap would barely close. You know what I mean? I think there's a reason behind the softer leather in the interior to help with the shaping, to help with, you know, the ease of use. So I'm not dinging the bag for having that at all. It's just, it's like an extra bit that I have to be mindful of when I use the bag. So personally, it's not my favorite part of it. I sometimes freak out thinking that my rings might even scratch it, and like, it's just a little like thing in the back of my mind constantly when I'm using it. But otherwise, you know, it's still beautifully crafted and I love it. It's just like, it's a little like, it's just one extra thing you got to think about when you use this baby, you know? So those are the considerations that I wanted to share as well. I feel like I'm rapidly losing some sunlight, so I'm going to wrap this up. But net, it's an absolutely gorgeous bag. It really, really is. I'm super excited to have it in my collection. I'm super excited that it's in the neutral colorway that it is, and I absolutely look forward to carrying it more in a lot of different ways, dressing it up more and dressing it down more. I think so far, because I carried it in the summertime, a lot of my outfits were pretty casual and pretty dressed down. So I want to, like, in the cooler months when, you know, I wear more blazers and wear more jackets and things like that, I also want to see how the bag can get kind of dressed up a little bit more. Oh, the one other thing I wanted to mention was the price. At least in the States, the price of this handbag is pretty, I mean, it's like edging towards Birkin and Kelly prices. So, I mean, it is the Holy Trilogy, Birkin, Kelly, Constance. But I didn't quite think that the Constance was fully at that almost equal price range. But I think with some recent price increases and things like that, it has gotten to that level. So that's also something to consider. If you're someone who's really wanting to have like a Birkin or a Kelly in your collection and you're saving up for that, you may not want to, you know, get distracted with a Constance, because that that impact is going to be pretty high. It's going to be a pretty costly distraction. So that's just something to consider. But I think those are all of the points I wanted to share, all of my first impressions at least. As I continue to use the bag, I will do a follow-up video where I share whether I think it's really worth it or not. Usually I like to have the bag for about a year or so before I do those kinds of videos, because then I can share more on wear and tear, usability, and final thoughts on really, do I think it's worth the money that was put into it. So definitely stay tuned for that. But if you have any other questions in the meantime, feel free to leave those down below, or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new fashion related videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So until next time,